Friends, today we are going to discuss the different type of paints, classification of paints. So, main classification of paints, it is two types, that is water-based and oil-based. In my previous post, I have told you the paint consists of pigment, mean color, resin, mean binder, then solvent, either water or oil, and then additives. Here, this is the main classification of the paint can be done based on the solvent, that is water based or oil based. Now there are total 6 categories. Paint can be primarily classified into 6 categories. That is, one is called the classification by base or solvent medium, that is water based. Water based based oil is which one? Now emulsion or latex. These are these are water based, and they dry quickly and have low odor. There is no odor, very low odor, and easy to clean. They are widely used for interior and exterior masonry of the wall. Solvent. Then another one solvent is that is solvent base, that is water based, solvent base, that is oil or alkite. Eh, the mineral oil or mainly the mineral oil, they are of solvent base, use oil as a solvent. They are highly durable, provide glossy finish, and are mostly applied to wooden furniture and metallic surface. This is the based on the uh, solvent medium or based on solvent medium. Then second one is classification by surface finish. One is one type of oil that can be used for glossy or semi glossy and semi glossy, highly reflective, durable, and easy to clean. And then another one is matte, slightly matte, than glossy or semi-glossy, non-reflective. This is non-reflective. Great at hiding surface imperfection, and commonly used on ceiling or low traffic interior wall. Low traffic means where people movement footprint are very less. There, this matte finish can be matte finish pen can be used. Then stain and excel, that is in between the matte and matte finish, or semi or glossy. So these are the three types of paint available as per the surface finish. Similarly, as per the field use, they are exterior paint, interior paint. The exterior paint means they are supposed to withstand harsh weather, UV protection means sun protection, dew, mildew, etc. Fade resistance. And interior paints means designed for color stability, scrub resistance, and a low their VOC means volatile organic compound, low volatile organic compound, and leaves to maintain safe indoor air quality. That will maintain the air quality. And another one is the as per the field application, the industrial paint, heavy duty coating formulated to resist chemical corrosion, that is chemical corrosion resist high temperature, extreme environment condition we are using in the industry. That is the as per the field application. So one is exterior, another is interior, another is industrial paint. The three class. Then another classification is by specialized function. That's like primer. Primer is used, I have told you earlier, the primer is used to seal surface, to seal if the any crack etc is there, then to seal surface, promote adhesion. It will add adhesion to the some to the main body, main surface, and then prevent subsequent coat paint from being absorbed unevenly. So it is prevent subsequent coat, it will not go directly unevenly absorbed, not unevenly, subsequent coat of paint from being absorbed unevenly. Then another one is anti-corrosive paint, that is primer. You know the purpose of primer. Then anti-corrosive paint engineered with corrosive resistance like zinc oxide, lead, etc. They will protect the surface from the corrosion. Bituminous paint is also like that. It is coal tar, asphalt or coal tar. It is provide a heavy weatherproof, waterproof and alkali resistance, black coating for iron work. If iron is subject to very corrosive environment, water sprinkle is there you can use the bituminous paint. Then classification by composition. Another one composition means the cement paint. Cement paint is powder based mixed with water, ideal for exterior, porous, masonry work, and unprimed concrete surface. Unprimed concrete surface, cement paint can be used. Epoxy is a very important paint. Epoxy paint composed of resin and hardener. It is composed of resin hardener, no binder. Resin and hardener, highly durable, chemical resistance, and glossy, and perfect for garage floors and industrial workplace where there is corrosive and industry environment is there we can use the epoxy paint. They are using their base material solvent material is not oil or not water, but they are using two main part consist of resin and hardener. You have to mix them two and then apply it. But they are very durable and long resist all type of corrosion resistance and long lasting. So, but it is very costly and its surface finish is required. Very high surface finish is required. Classification by age or texture. Distemper, normally in the building we are using distemper, and older, less expensive formulation from chalk. It is made of chalk, water, and pigment. Pigment means color. And texture paint, they are thick paint and often mixed with sand and gypsum to create decorative. So this is the as per texture, either distempered or texture paint also you can use. Then what is the main difference between water-based paint and oil-based paint? Water-based paint are emulsion, cement, they are water-based, distempered, and oil-based paint are enamel. Emulsion is also can be water-based and oil-based, and then it's alkyd. Here it is acrylics. The surface dry water-based is acrylics. So surface dry quickly. Here surface dry quickly because as it is water based, paint evaporate water is evaporated very easily, but it takes longer time because to evaporate oil it will take long time. Have low level of toxic emission where there is no water is there, so there is no toxic emission. Here toxic emission is there as the solvent is oil. Emits less odor. Here odor is very less, and here odor is emit more odor. If you apply it at least 4 or 5 days or more than that, the odor will be there, and can easily clean up with the water. And after painting you can clean it with water and painting. Here also clean up after painting require thinner or spirit. If you want to clean it, then you have to either it cannot be cleaned with water, but it can be only cleaned with a thinner. About brush you are using, you want to clean the brush. If you put the brush inside the water, it will not clean, but you have to use the thinner or spirit. Mostly used interior or exterior walls. Here also mostly used for trims, molding, door, window, and walls. Does not crack or yellow over time, and offer glossy, rich finish and lasts. On both it lasts many days. Most paint market are water based. Water based are most of the paints are water based, and most are oil based paint are long durable, lasting than water based. It is more costly than the water based paint, and it is durable also, more durable than water based paint. Then I have told you the binders. There is acrylic binders, that is the resin polymer resin suspended in water. What is acrylics? Now, acrylics is a plastic. It is plastics. Acrylics is a plastic, that is the binder, and then pigments you are using color. So acrylic it is water based. And alkyd, that is the what is alkyds? Now they are synthetic polyester resin. They are synthetic polyester resin, and there we are using oil. There you are using oil or organic solvent. So the main difference of the binder is Alkylics, that is alkali means plastic, and alkydes means synthetic polyester resin. Synthetic polyester resin. Here it is acrylic polyester means plastic polyester resin. Then drying and curing, acrylic normally it is water based, so it is water based and water evaporate very easily, so it will take only 1 to 2 hours. Here oil based, it is taking long time, that's why it is more than 24 hours to dry. So binders are two types, acrylics and alkyd. Acrylics are plastic and alkydes are polyester, and here it is oil based, here it is water based. Here it is take long time to less time to dry, and alkyd based are take long time, as oil based it will take longer time to dry. Then oil paint. Oil paint is also in the past, oil paint are heavily relied because of its durability. Oil paint very durability, longevity on surface. Water based paint are now as par. Water based paint is also as par. Oil based paint stand for rich finish. Water based resistance property are less than the oil paint, or less than the oil paint. So it, water resistance property and longer lasting ability is there, but oil paint are stand for rich finish, water resistance and water resistant property and long lasting property if you are using the oil paint. And it is more glossy and durability more than the oil paint. And here it is used, when you are using oil paint, you have to use primer, undercoat and then the finish coat. Similarly, emulsion paint are water based. Oil based is also there, but mostly are water based. Water based, biggest advantage of water based emulsion is that it does not leave any odor or dry quickly. Emulsion paint are mostly your water based. Some oil based is also there. Main advantage is that it is water based, so it leaves no water and dries quickly. The second, enamel paint. It is also oil based paint, oil based paint, slowly dry, and it is an expensive. Oil based paint based solvent is expensive. Render high durability, strong adhesion, provide glossy finish, and are water and stain resistance. It is water and stain resistance. It is used where now we are using in wood surface and metal surface. They are using enamel paint. Similarly, luster paint, it is water based, but it finish looks like pearl likes, with slight with a slight sheen, but not glossy as oil paint, but not as glossy as oil paint. It has high resistance to moisture, fungus and mildew. Luster paint are more expensive compared to enamel paints. More expensive and compared to enamel paints. Luster paint, it is also but better quality. It is better. It is its solvent is oil. But better quality than enamel or enamel oil than enamel paints. Then bituminous paint, I have told you, that is the where atmosphere is very watery, very moisture is there, and water is dripping. There you can use the bituminous paint, when cold bituminous, that will useful. That will be very useful when this climate are very moisture is there, and so rusting will be there. It will this tar, bituminous paint means tar appearance, when black appearance, it will protect the surface from to take care of the corrosion due to presence of water vapor. This paint can be used either underwater as well as it is having the long lasting property. Normally in cooling tower area, we are using the bituminous paint in our above the pipeline, because always water sprinkling is there, so it will protect the pipeline from corrosion. Then aluminium paint, we are using aluminium flakes and with oil and spirit. So it is used for high resistance to electricity, weather and corrosion resistance, because aluminium is there, the corrosion resistance, waterproof, etc. Waterproof also. So it is aluminium paints are used in that area where electricity is there, high temperature is also there. There we are subject to high temperature. Then weather corrosion, corrosive environment is there. There we are using aluminium paint. Anti-corrosive corrosive paint made of anti-corrosive element like linseed oil, zinc chromate. zinc chromate we are using for as anti zinc chromate, zinc phosphate. These are the anti-corrosive paint because these will corrode fast. These will erode fast or corrode fast than the base material. Base material from rust and chemical. It will protect the surface from rust and chemical. This is anti-corrosive paint. And synthetic rubber paint also, it is also due to being pigments, different colors of pigment also. Paint can be used. Rubber paint formulated and dissolved synthetic resin and suitable pigment can also be used. Color can be attained. So you will find this paint on the concrete surface where walls or floor. It is weather resistant and have properties that make the alkali and acid resistance too. So here synthetic rubber is used. Synthetic rubber paint is used. That is also rubber paint also can be used where it is weather resistance and has properties that make it alkali and acid resistance too, and acid resistant too. This is also oil based. And then cement paint is there, white cement, whitewash cement paint or cement paint, distempered, etc. The oldest type of paint. It is here comprising of lime, chalk, and pigment for different color, water and glue. These are the cement paint we are using. Also using one of the oldest type of paint. Then difference between the synthetic enamel paint and epoxy paint. Enamel paint I have told you it is oil based. Oil based or epoxy paint we are using hardening combined with hardening catalyst resin and combined with hardening catalyst. Once it is used, epoxy, it is extremely strong, extremely corrosive resistance and long lasting and diamond and stable chemical resistance, but its cost is very high. And it where you are using epoxy paint, there you have to make the surface finish very good surface finish is required. Very good surface finish is required. It is used in metal. It can be used in concrete also, wood also, but it is very costly. And for applying epoxy paint, you need to clean the surface very thoroughly. There should not be any rust. Water jet cleaning and sand blasting is required for when we are going to use the epoxy paint, but it is very useful where corrosive environment is there. It use the resin as well as the hardener. You have to mix together and then apply it. It is not water based or it is not oil based also. Main difference between epoxy paint and normal paint. Normal paint means substance called epoxy means it stick to the concrete and the metal. Normal paint is not able to stick or on the concrete for a long period of time. Directly applicable concrete. However, with epoxy, it is good to go because it properties like durability, toughness, corrosion resistance, but it takes 72 hours to cure, whereas normal paints take only 12 to 16 hours to cure. Normal paint means water based, oil based, that will take 12 to 16 hours. Where it is epoxy paint where you are going to use, it will take at least 72 hours to curing time you have to provide. And it is very advantage of epoxy paint. I have already told you several times, the very toughness, highly resistance in the industrial chemicals and oil leakage is the environment everywhere. You can use the epoxy paint and it cohesion and easily stick to the concrete or floor and can be applied in metal also, and is durable and long period of time. If you want to save a material, then you can use the epoxy paint. Epoxy paint, it is drying hour time. Disadvantage is drying hours is 72 compared to other normal paints. And supply surface, epoxy paint is not as slippery as it is visible, but in some cases people feel it is very slippery and wet condition. Surface finish are required very high, and then epoxy paint are very costly compared to other paint. Glossy look, difference between the synthetic enamel and acrylics enamel. Synthetic enamel, it is oil based paint, so that's why it looks at glossy looks, and your acrylics are water based, so it looks like matte finish, not like glossy finish. Similarly, latex is the another one paint we can use, interior or exterior. It is washable with soap, water. After drying, the paint color will retain, even though the latex paint is safer to use than oil. It is safer to use than oil. Still be sure that area is well ventilated, because when you are applying it, the area should be well ventilated, and that you are wearing proper breathing equipments. Latex, when latex painting you are using, but it can be used in interior wall as well as exterior wall, and it is washable with soap as well as the water after drying. After once it's dried, it can be washable. There is no question of any fading or any disappearing of any colors. So that's why latex painting are also getting popular nowadays. So friends, I think I have discussed in detail about the types of paint. In my first post, I have discussed about the paint consisting of different elements like pigments, your resin, then solvent, then additives. Now we have discussed the different types and different types of paint, water based, and different based on the characteristics. There are so many paints we have discussed: epoxy paints, bituminous paints, aluminium paints, where it is used, and which place it is to be used. If you go through the slides, the concept of the paint types will be very clear. And you can monitor, you can also judge what type of paint is required for what type of surface. And if you are satisfied with this post, you please make a tick mark or like, and subscribe it to so for your to get your next post. Next post is very important post. I are 2 3 posts are going to come regarding the thickness measurement, regarding the different good qualities of paint, that will be very useful to you. And you will enjoy in your next post. And if you please, I request you, please circulate it and to your friends, so that they will also be benefited. Thank you very much.